a JAG leader, been practicing for 51 years. I'd like to talk to you today about a failure to diagnose cancer case that occurred several years ago during my career. A lot of calls that we receive concern failure to diagnose cancer. That is unfortunately very, very prevalent in the medical world in these days because so many people have contracted cancer. We had a case that involved a lady who was going to her family doctor every year, and for some unknown reason, the doctor stopped doing a pap smear of her. She really wasn't aware that she should be having a pap smear every year. When she went to a different medical practice, they determined that she had some abnormal cells that showed up. And by the time they ran the tests, she had developed cervical cancer. And that began a process of many, many years of surgical treatments and chemotherapy and radiation. When she came here, she was at the stage of her life with the cancer that there was not going to be a cure, and that everything they were doing to help her was prolonging her life. But she was having all the horrible complaints and symptoms of chemotherapy. Lost her hair, couldn't eat. Basic life was just horrible. So when we got the case, we met with her and her husband. We then obtained all the records from the various doctors, and then we began the process of telling her doctor that we were pursuing a case because they had not done a pap smear. And had she had the pap smear, this would have been detected and they could have spared her life. She would have had treatment and it was highly curable. It took approximately 2.5 years to resolve the case. We had to file a lawsuit. We had to hire experts. The medical malpractice insurance company that was defending the case fought it tooth and nail, and we finally resolved the case after what's called a mediation in her favor for a reasonable amount of compensation, which she lived about 4 months after she received it. These cases invariably are difficult and they require lengthy periods of time. If you think that there's been a failure to diagnose your cancer, you shouldn't make the decision on whether it's a case or not, because even though it may be a case, we have to tie it all into the damages you're suffering from. And although that may appear to be very obvious, these cases are very difficult to deal with for the client and the attorney. But that is one great advantage. Anytime that we're representing somebody in a failure to diagnose a cancer case, they can call here, they can use me as a counselor, they can have somebody to listen to their problems, and hopefully we can find somebody to assist in their treatment to make their lives better. So if you think that you have been wronged by a medical negligence diagnosis or failure to diagnose, we welcome an opportunity to review your case. It's free of cost. There are no fees involved. I have been doing medical malpractice my entire career and would welcome an opportunity to talk to anyone who has any question. Call me and I'll help walk you through it.